So with me in the commentary box today is Mike Hallett. And Mike, in these short matches,
okay, thank you.
It really does take the pressure off if you can make a pleasing start.
Indeed. No, and England have scored 9 frames out of the 10 that they've played, and I just feel like if they get a really heavy result, a heavy victory today, they're just about there, aren't they, in the quarterfinals?
Yes, so far they've beaten Malta 4-1 and Switzerland 5-0.
Would expect this to be some of the same, really. This net can play, though. Well, difficult to come off the pack with side and also try to avoid the blue on the way back, which he hasn't done. So the first real chance sent falls to Judd Trump for the English team.
Trump is well aware of the size of the task at hand. He beat Hossein Vafai 4-1 in the last 16 of the Welsh Open earlier this year. That at the time was Vafai's best result in a ranking event, but it was far superseded when he made the semi-finals of the China Open. In that run, he overcame the likes of Joe Perry, Ben Wollaston, and in the quarterfinals, Trump himself, 5-3. Both of these youthful prodigies. Trump won all kinds of stuff when he was still a schoolboy. As for Vafai, when he won the World Amateur Championship in 2011 in Bangalore, India, at the age of 17, he was the youngest ever winner.
Yeah, I still can't believe he's still only 22. He looks slightly older than that.
Other big amateur wins for Vafai: 2012 Asian Under-21 champion, 2014 World Under-21 champion in the UAE, where he made a 147.
Oh, nice shot there, just floated it in for the black. Well, it's a little bit crowded around the black spot here. He's got some work to do. But the thing is, from Judd's point of view, Phil, he'll want to get England off to a good start in this group match. I think the black will spot. He's on the red, just to the right of the black, so also one to the middle, I think. Might get on the pink here.
Nice.
Could have done with a little bit more on the cue ball, just left it slightly awkward. Been good crowds in this week as well, Phil. I mean, they love the snooker in China, don't they? And of course, let's not forget that this is Ding Junhui's hometown. So they were delighted when they heard the news that the World Team Cup was coming here.
Yes, and as I said before, England hoping to do considerably better than when the World Cup was played right here in Wuxi 2 years ago. Very surprisingly, the team of Mark Selby and Stuart Bingham finished third in their group behind China B, the eventual champions, and Thailand.
16.
And that was just a few months after Bingham had won the World Championship.
Yep. Well, Well, looking down the list, we've said this before, Phil, but looking down the list of the players in the top 16, England could put 3 teams in. And you've got Ali Carter, you've got Sean Murphy, you've got Ronnie O'Sullivan.
23.
The hosts, of course, are allowed to put 2 teams in. Things are starting to build up now, though, in the group stages. The groups are sorting themselves out. England a very strong favourite to win their particular group, and of course in all of the groups there are favourites in their particular groups, but it's going to be all about who's going to come second.
You just know that in Iran, where snooker is becoming more and more popular and they're producing more and more fine players, this match will be of great interest.
Well, all the spots taken up, so the blue has to come, well, to the nearest to its own spot, but this side, top side of its own spot, without touching the pink. Still a lot of reds around the black spot there. But still 2 or 3 open ones.
36.
No, he's played on the blue. I think he's just about got the right angle.
From virtual to reality. Just love watching Trump play. Couldn't believe it when he was beaten in the first round of the World Championship.
Well, I don't think any of us could really, with Maura McLeod, and no disrespect to Rory, but Judd obviously a strong favourite.
41.
And he was absolutely gutted.
And because he went out so early there, it's been almost 3 months since he's played competitively because he chose not to enter the season opening Riga Masters. No sign of rust though, Mike.
No. It's obviously, we know he's been away on holiday, but he's been practicing hard as well as soon as he got back.
48.
He's a delight to watch once he's in full flight. There's no doubt about that. Mile there, there's no 1 or 2 open.
55.
Break goes to 55, but all of a sudden this now has become a frame winning opportunity. Because he's what, 4 reds open, 5 reds open, got the pink available.
56.
He's played these very well. Could have done with being the other side of the pink there though. Pretty much like Ding Junhui, Phil, isn't it? It's great interest when this guy plays in China. He's got a massive fan base here.
I think he might have made a mental mistake there. Can he get through to the red? Doesn't look like it. Having to tweak on a lot of side. But of course that compromised the position.
Yeah, still has the pink, probably to the middle, and he only needs the pink. This is frame ball.
England,
Well, he's played half and half there with safety in mind, but there is enough still on here for Hussein. But well, he's stunned that. I thought he might have just dropped it and left the white a bit further away from the reds.
Yes, and a source of concern for Trump is that there's not exactly awkward balls there. The clearance is on.
Yeah, not a lot of wriggle room though, as regards colours.
What?
Well, that is a great pot. And the pink might go, but he's definitely on the black. Super pot this, because he needs to land on a high value colour. Well, this would be some steel. Judd Trump was totally in control of this frame until he ran out of position from onto that red. He might even lose it now. Does the black go? No. So he's got to find something else. Now, can he get around for the pink or possibly up for the blue? There's 55 in it, 59 on.
谁的手机请马上关一下。
Mobile phone going off.
手机。None.
Chose to stay low on the pink. He could have done with probably another couple of inches on the white, but it's okay here. It'll free up this red to the same corner. Well, Judd must be concerned now, Phil, because reds go into both opposite corners, and this is a great chance to steal this opening frame.
60.
He's not frightened, this man. He's highly motivated in every match he plays. He's improving all the time. Watch out for him this season, one to monitor. I think he's a little straight on the pink there, mind you.
Yeah, he's just got enough angle to come across the table, I think, and he wanted to be high on the pink. But yeah, he's okay. He can get across with that red. And of course, he's got the correct angle. The black won't go, but if he's got the right angle, he can move the red away here. I'm not sure, it looks a bit straight. And there's 41 in it. The problem here, he needs a pink and the black. Two pinks, he can only tie.
23.
But he can get onto the black from this final red. Tell you what, if he clears it here, Phil, this is going to be some opening frame.
Well, it's been a fantastic day so far. Ryan Day's made the highest break of the tournament, 140. But I think in terms of an actual competitive frame, this would be the best. Every chance.
Yeah, he needs the black off this red, otherwise he can only tie with the pink.
29.
He's got a lot of angle here. He could push the black safe. He's got to be careful. He might just bounce the black off the cushion. This could go wrong. Well, he doesn't like it. I think he can pot the red, but it's all about the cannon on the black. Needed that cue ball back another 2 or 3 inches. Well, after all that, he's chosen to play a safety. In fact, it's a snooker. But I'll tell you what, that was a decent visit to put himself back into this frame.
He's round the back of the red. Worse still, he's perhaps left it, but I think
well, he's left
with a free ball, that's it.
Oh, even worse.
That was the worst possible scenario for Trump, and now he's really regretting that positional lapse when he got the frame basically in his pocket.
Well, this would give the Iranian team a massive lift if it were to win this frame from here. he's gone wrong. He's got too much into the white.
5，请大家保持安静。
Well, he's literally on the red, but not in the sense he wanted to be.
Well, now he's wishing he could have that one back.
You're on 5.
Well, you can see the disappointment there. All he had to do was get on the red. It might have been frame over. So 25 the lead then for England. 35 on. Well, Judd's had a second bite at the cherry there. It should have been all over. What about that one?
Hossein Vafai knows his way around a snooker table, and as I said before, he's getting better all the time. He's got a good all-round game, tremendous temperament. I think we can watch out for him this season.
发完你 miss。
Could be a threat, and again, it's going to be a free ball.
You're on 4. Free ball.
I suppose only the little bit of bonus there for Judd is pushed the yellow safer. It's not totally safe, but it's a bit more awkward to get from yellow to green. Well, it won't be in a minute because he's playing the green to put it back on its own spot. This counts as the red, of course. Well, it's all gone wrong for that man in the second half of this frame.
Not exactly ideal on the last red, mind you.
Yeah, he would have liked to stay on the blue. He might have to come down for the black now. Bang in the middle. Well, it's going to be about yellow to green. Just thinking about the group, Phil. I mean, England have got off to a flying start in this group, but you know, these lads can play, and it can get a little bit sticky, can't it? If they don't so sort of, I'd say, show respect, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, Iran are unbeaten so far. They've had a couple of 3-2 victories over first Pakistan and then Switzerland. Stretching a little awkwardly here. Not quite as stable as he wants to be, and that's why he's backed away from the shot. The leg on the table gave him more stability, and now he's in to win.
Well, we'll go back to that positional shot that Judd played, and amongst him, 55. He was looking good. It was a bit casual, lost position. He only needed the pink to the middle. But every credit here to Hossein. This is great stuff. This is top-class snooker. Didn't land on the last red correctly, chose to play the safety. In fact, he got the snooker. And since then, Judd's been in trouble.
And because of the penalty points he's picked up, he only needs the pink.
35.
Hossein Vafai will be loving that. Taking the frame from Judd Trump, and with that, Iran take a 1-0 lead. And bear in mind, Trump was one ball away from giving England the flying start they haven't made. Welcome back to Wuxi, where Iran lead England 1-0. Hossein Vafai supplying the frame for Iran from well behind, and now Sohail Vahedi will be hoping to do just the same and beat Barry Hawkins. Now Vahedi is a man in form.
Okay.
Last year's world amateur champion.
Yeah.
So he's just starting out, Mike, on
Okay,
his
thank
path
you.
as a professional,
You round to break.
playing his first handful of matches.
Well, his partner certainly has got him off to a good start in the last the opening frame. Barry Hawkins here will want to put that right.
Vahedi won the World Amateur Championship in Doha in Qatar, and he beat some very good players to do so in the knockout phase. Overcame the likes of Chris Totten from Scotland, former professional Michael Judge from the Republic of Ireland. In the semi-finals he beat Declan Brennan 7-6, and in the last 16 he scored a 6-4 win over Lucas Kleckers, who we've already seen this season. He's an emerging talent.
Yep, we know what Barry Hawkins is all about. Don't need to explain that one. Didn't play that very well. He missed it by a mile. That's why he finished behind this red. If he'd have potted it, we'd been nowhere near that. Just depends if the black goes to the right corner. I think it might. That was a good chance to get in, but he was pretty well wide of the mark there.
What?
Now, can Barry Hawkins do some damage here?
Hey. Nine.
Thought he might have hit that with a little bit more power. He's quite high on the black here. He has the blue, but, well, this is missable. Well played. Nice recovery. Yep.
16. Something.
Just a grain of pressure on this. Didn't quite get into the cue ball as much as he wanted to.
Dropped it in dead weight though for the bottom red. Looks like Barry's queuing well. Sharp. Seeing his partner lose the opening frame, so there's no way they want to go 2-0 behind. As I said, that could get sticky.
24.
In the history of the World Cup, no team has won it more than England.
32.
Victors in 1981, 83, 88 and 89. The teams in 88 and 89, by the way, included Eurosport's own Neil Foulds, together with Eurosport's own Jimmy White. The other member of the team was Steve Davis.
Well, it's not finished bad. That's this red to the middle. And he's nudged them open, so this is a real chance here to make it one apiece.
In the first ever World Cup, Mike, in 1979 at Hayden Hill Leisure Centre in Old Hill in the West Midlands, about a mile from my house actually, something happened to England in the final that's never happened since. Fred Davis, John Spencer, Graham Miles were beaten by Wales in the final, 14-3, Rhian Griffiths Mountjoy, and they were beaten not just with a session to spare, but with a day to spare. The last day was cancelled.
46.
And that's why schedulers now never allow that to happen. Even in the final at the Crucible, if one player totally dominated on day one, the most they could be ahead would be 17-0. They'd still need to come back for a frame the following day.
Break goes to 53 then here from Barry, and what, still got 3 good reds open. Oh, I'm surprised he went that way. Thought he might have come off the top and side cushions. I'm not sure if he's on this bottom red. Well, Barry pretty much did the same as what Judd did. He ran out, got himself in a good position, then ran out of position.
England 60.
But a good 60 break from Barry Hawkins. Put himself in a strong position in this second frame that they really need to put on the board.
Foul.
Well, he needs that red to go tight to the cushion, and it hasn't done, so I suggest it's frame over.
Yes, the in-off was bad enough, but the fact that the red came back up the table into baulk, that was the death knell.
What?
Yes, third frame will be the doubles frame, of course, and then the reverse singles. Well, Bowie's played a pretty solid frame here. Gets off with a 60, good safety. Got the mistake. Frame over. Can't do much more than that, Phil, unless you're winning frames in one visit.
40.
Well, I think these two complement each other well, don't they, Trump and Hawkins? One of them is Mr. Spectacular, able to do anything. The other is Mr. Reliable.
Yes, very true.
Twenty-one. Twenty-eight. 29.
been very noticeable, as you said, about all these. He's missed that. These two boys have been quite relaxed out there, haven't they? As a team, as players, as individuals, and as a team. Enjoying themselves in this year's World Team Cup. Oh.
Well, the referee, I think, conceded for Vahedi there. Everyone expected the concession to arrive. He went to the table, much to everyone's surprise, including Barry Hawkins. The referee, though, didn't realise what was going on and pulled the balls out anyway. I don't think Vahedi is too upset. So, it is England 1, Iran 1, and now Hawkins and Vahedi remain in the arena to be joined by Hossein Vafai and Judd Trump. Because, as Mike said, coming up after the break, it is the doubles. Scores level here. Nothing's happened yet, but that could be a pretty good safety if the ball over the pocket is blocked, and indeed it is.
I think Barry might attempt the swerve here. Cushion first, pot the red. He's got enough room to get enough on the cue ball. It's not quite over the pocket, but he only needs to clip it, we would normally say about quarter ball.
Let me quickly tell you the two other Group C matches are currently in progress. Australia lead Switzerland 1-0. Malta lead Pakistan 1-0.
Nope, got too much on it. Caught the first red. Didn't get far enough down the cushion. Yeah, he's got the action on too early on the cue ball. Swerved into the first red. But black and pink tied up again. I'm not sure if the pink's available to the middle. So it's going to be difficult to get onto a colour from this red. If he can try and get to the blue, he's got to negotiate some sort of gap to get there. Well, I don't know. Is the pink available? Well, that's what he's played on. I'll tell you what, he's played that pretty good. Oh, it's just run too far. You can't see that. Might have to play the safety of the pink or the yellow. Well, from the other camera angle, it didn't look like you could see enough of this. Amazing. Yeah, you could. I just thought it had turned over a little bit and was covered by the red, so it's okay. Well, the two high value colours tied up once more.
This is the third tournament he's played, Vahedi, as a professional, 28 years of age. Lost in the first round of the Riga Masters, 4-3 to Sam Craigie after being 3-2 ahead, so not a bad debut. And then he was very unfortunate in the first round of the China Championship. He drew his partner here today, Hossein Vafai. Vafai played nicely, won that match 5-0, held by breaks of 157, and so he'll be going to the tournament proper in August. Vahedi will not be. Still plenty of snooker left for him, but mind you. Now the referee's taken an awfully lengthy amount of time to put the pink where it should be.
Yeah, you don't need the referee to be too fussy, do you? You want to allow the player to get on with it, otherwise you can break the rhythm, break the concentration. Some referees can be a little bit too fussy. I know they've got to put the ball in the right place.
Good.
Just seemed to be stretching slightly past where he should have been, and that's why the red went astray.
That will annoy him. Just caught the near draw. That was a great chance. Just looking at a possible 2-ball plant here. There's a red that goes, but he wants to open up the pink if he can. Well, oh dear me. Unexpected.
Well, they say in foursomes in golf, don't they? Never say the word sorry to your partner. And I suppose that applies in snooker as well.
I remember doing that with Stephen Hendry when we were playing the doubles championship, Phil, and I went for this red, and 14 reds moved, and I went back and apologised. I said, "I'm sorry, Stephen, I seem to be playing my usual game." He said, "Well, what game do you normally play?" Cheeky young man, only about 19. No respect for the elders, you know.
There is a certain psychological dynamic, though, for playing doubles. No doubt at all about it. You need to be in a happy place, and you need to be content with your partner. You don't need to feel as though you're uncomfortable out there.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, these two players here, the England team, are well balanced. They're both strong players, so it's not a question of getting one in. But with me and Stephen, it was a question. I knew what a power scorer he was, so it was only a question of me keeping things tight and trying to get him in. And that's what it's all about. But of course, it's only one frame in this format. The World Doubles would be nice to bring back again. Both teams have had good early chances in this frame so far. Now he needs some cover here. He's caught the right side of the yellow. And this time he can't come off the cushion first like Barry did, because the red is nowhere near the pocket. Possibly looking for a plant. Well, this is trouble. If he plays a safety, it's going to have to be a good one. Well, there is a red there that he can plant onto the one near the pocket, but there's a lot of distance between them and he'll be clattering into everything else. It would be high risk.
Found the miss.
Well, it had to be thin.
You're wrongful.
Let me quickly tell you, good start for the Aussies. Neil Robertson and Kurt Dunham have each won a singles frame, and they lead Switzerland 2-0.
Well, Judd's been put back in. He's still thinking about this plant, you know. Safety again. Better this time.
We see that so often. He's one of the best players in the world when it comes to those thin safeties.
Yeah, I think Ronnie's up there as well, isn't he? I remember watching Ronnie practice that particular shot for 45 minutes in one of the Premier League games before he went to play, just chipping the white up and down. You know, it's an art and it's a skill. Yeah, 45 minutes just on that one shot, Phil. That just shows you the dedication. These guys just don't pick up cues and become champions and world champions. It's hours upon hours upon hours of practice. That's what professional sport is all about, of course. More talented than others, but the most talented players still have to work very hard indeed.
Well, as the cue ball was coming down the table there was an inevitability about what was going to happen.
Yeah, the only bonus is he's put distance between the cue ball and the reds. Well, he had a chance to pot that and just avoid the other red, but seems to have got away with it.
It didn't seem to be the cleanest of contacts, but as you say, Mike, the end result, having missed the red, he's been really fortunate.
No, there's nothing on there. He's going to have to play a safety. Well, I say there wasn't one on. He decided to take that one onto the corner. I thought he might have just played safe for one, and now he's left it. Well, I think he's pushed the boat out there a little bit. I think a bit of patience was needed there. But not easy to get onto a colour from this red. Oh, he's on one. What about that for a nudge?
Well, it's not perfect, but he'll take it.
Could do with cannon in the red in the middle of the table here. Well, he's gone around the table. In fact, I thought he was going in and off, but he's got away with it. Chose to try and get closer to the reds, out of position.
Stop.
Nothing ideal here.
England 7.
Yep, that was the correct shot to play. Need to apply. Well, the England boys need to apply some pressure.
I think given the start they've made to the tournament, winning a 5-0 and a 4-1, if they were to come out of this, England, with a 3-2 win, it would not be in any way, shape or form negative. I think that would do nicely for them. But it's by no means certain.
Nope. Like I said, they've got off to a flyer, 5-0, 4-1. But they need to keep the foot on the gas. They could still win this match 4-1, England, and I say they're just about there in the quarterfinals. Oh, now then, has that moved?
England 4.
I wonder if that's moved. Well, it's gone over a finger mark or something. I think it might go back. There's nothing there. The only reason I said that, Phil, that it moved, because he's missed the red by some distance. You know, if he's looking to get hit it full or just 10 it over slightly, but he missed it by nearly an inch, so I just wonder if it has slightly moved going down.
Well, you can see finger marks on the cloth in the area where the cue ball passed over.
Yeah. Yeah, he's played it well. Well done. Well, in some quarters, Phil, that some people might think this was going to be plain sailing for England here, but I'll tell you what, they've got a match on their hands.
The strength of snooker in Iran is good already, and it's getting better all the time. And these two, especially Hossein Vafai, have to be watched very closely because they've got lots of ability. Mind you, that was terrible. And
Yeah.
this time it's Iran's turn to get away with it.
Yeah. Well, this red is on, of course, to the green pocket if Judd decides to take it on. But as you say, it could have been worse. Little wry smile there. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. But the red might, well, he still might take this on to the green pocket. Stay on the pink. No, he's looking for a safety here, I think. This is the mindset of this format, Phil, isn't it? If he'd been playing an individual match here, I think Judd would have taken this red on. But because he knows he's got Barry as a partner to try and win the group, now it's totally different. He wants to play good safety to get his partner in.
I think the aim for the English is to get enough frames on the board in this match and again tomorrow against Pakistan, where they know they're going to be guaranteed to be in the quarterfinals before their last match in the group. And that last match is against the old enemy, Australia. England, Australia in any sport has extra spice. And the English want to be pressure-free going into that.
Well, all of the lads do remind Neil Robertson a few times with the Ashes, don't they? And of course, when they beat us, he doesn't hang about either. He gives it as good as he takes it.
Isn't it remarkable? We see this time and time again, where there's a couple of rapid singles frames, and then as soon as we get into doubles, things slow down. Of course, there's always exceptions to the rule. In this tournament, we've seen a couple of centuries in doubles frames. Generally, though, it is a slower form of the game.
Caught that too thin. He doesn't want that cue ball to go in. Oh, he's had a result there.
In fact, just to be totally accurate, we've seen 3 centuries in doubles frames in this tournament. 7 centuries in total, and considering the format, I think that underlines the current standard of play these days.
Yeah, 7 centuries made to date. Ryan Day at the top of the tree with 140. Unfortunately, there's no break prize, unless there's been an add-on that we know about. But Ryan Day there with 140 clearance. That was against Robin Hull. Finland, I should say. Apologies.
Well, Wales in forging clear at the top of Group A have been tremendous. They whitewashed Finland 5-0 earlier today. Mark Williams had breaks of 109, 41-52. Day, as Mike said, 34 and 140. And overall, in that match, they outscored Finland by 484 points to 16.
That's a bit of a drubbing. Wales are really strong, and let's not forget that Ryan's just come off the back of winning the Riga Masters, so you know he's full of confidence, and we know the experience that Mark's got. So another very, very strong team.
The other results in Group A earlier today. China B, the defending champions, Zhu Yulong and Yan Bingtao, they beat Brazil 4-1. Malaysia beat Norway 3-2. And then in Group D, which is really tight, Scotland overcame Israel 4-1. Northern Ireland beat Thailand 3-2. Then India beat Cyprus 4-1. So in that group as it stands, Northern Ireland are top with 10 points, 10 frames won. Scotland second with 9. And then India and Thailand both have 8 frames won. I can give you another score update. Australia going great guns. They've won the doubles against Switzerland as well. And so Australia lead 3-0.
Oh, this frame here has got a little bit scrappy as all the reds have gathered themselves to that left-hand side. Well, I don't know, has he got the cover here? Because the 2 reds near the pocket, I think the right-hand one is available. Yep. Well, it's all about where the white was going to finish. Now he has the black to the middle, but will he take it on? This could be a big call, Phil.
Well, I think the correct thought process when you're playing doubles is to play the shot that you want to play, not the shot that you think your opponent wants you to play.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the pin. Yeah, you're correct, but I don't know. He might. I think he's already looking for a safety. But he's got reds that he needs to cover here. Again, if it's an individual match, I think he'd be taking the black onto the middle. But it's only 1 frame.
England 1.
Just a few murmurings in the crowd, believing that Trump took on the pink to middle. Of course he didn't. But not the most effective safety. And Trump being circumspect, understandably so, because coming next is Vafai. And we know how dangerous he can be. Shot to nothing from Hawkins. Low percentage, speculative.
Got lucky as regards that red, but there is another one here over the corner pocket. He obviously went for the pot there, but with an element of safety. Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, Judd started this match absolutely fine in the opening frame and missed position, and it's all gone a little bit down for him since then.
Yes, I think what happened in losing the first frame from a position of overwhelming strength was maybe a jolt to his confidence. Even someone of his stature. Confidence can be a fragile thing.
Back to where he was then, a few safeties to be played before another opening appears. Good pace. Well, Barry chose to try and just drop that red in for the black.
Well short of pace.
Yeah, that was pretty poor really, especially at this level. And it might get punished, although Judd has left himself the wrong side of the pink.
Yes, Mike, and now quite a messy table, isn't it? A couple of clusters of reds and another lone red on the right-hand side cushion.
Yeah, and because he finished the wrong side of the pink, he's had to leave this red on from distance. I still fancy him to knock this in, though, but he hasn't been doing it of late. It's done over for the black. Well, it wasn't clean. That's why the white's finished there.
Hey.
Well, he'd love to take the pink onto the middle, just drop it in for the left-hand red, but again, you know, he's got to think about Barry in this situation, and also the frame and the match score.
Blue ball.
Hence the safety.
England 8.
So just 7 points in it then. Still 9 reds on the table. Well, I do believe he went for that. And Bowie might be going for this one into the green pocket. Oh, well played. Great cueing. Stroked it in.
Produced one of the great performances of last season, did Barry Hawkins, to win the World Grand Prix at Preston Guildhall. Beat Ryan Day in the final, made 5 centuries. He's not going to make a century here. It would take a magician to do that, but all points are useful.
Yeah. Just looking to put the frame on the board. And this is no gimme. No. Oh, he's disturbed the others as well. He might have left the red on behind the black there. Well, I'm not too sure that he can get enough of this. And if he isn't sure, play safe. If this red was directly behind the black, it's on, but because it's just to the right slightly, you might not be able to see enough of it. Well, if you're not sure, wait.
One of those mentally testing frames where nothing's coming easy for anyone.
No. I think this frame has taken longer than the first two. Just needs one good pot and good position. I mean, the rest is there. A couple of awkward reds, of course, but I'm always very close to that blue. And that's the problem if you can't right get down to the shot properly. It can impede the cue action. Didn't impede it there, though. Excellent pot. He's on the pink to the middle. Now, there's just a little bit of pressure on this one.
You roll what?
So a straightforward red on for Trump. But what comes next? Not just straightforward, but straight. That's the issue. Well, I can tell you that Neil Robertson, who made an 82 break in his first singles frame against Switzerland, has just put together the 8th century of the tournament, a run of 105. And now Australia leads Switzerland 4-0, and suddenly they've become very much a factor in this group. If Kurt Dunham can win the last frame of that match against Alexander Ersenbacher with a 5-0 win, Australia would be looking really good.
Yeah, it seems that they've set their stall out today.
As for Malta and Pakistan, I can tell you Malta lead 2-0.
Well, it's all gone a bit bitty again. But also just one opportunity to get in. I wonder whether they might, well, they play a safety or possible treble. Still everything to play for in this third frame. Yeah, he's gone for the treble to try and land on the blue.
You employed the phrase yesterday, Mike, in a different context, but in this kind of frame, patience really is a virtue. You've just got to grind it out, get the result, no style points.
Yep. Yep, just, you know, if you have to win ugly, win ugly. It's a good return. Well, at least the Reds are in better positions now. If any of these four lads can get in, it's up to your partner to try and apply the pressure to your opponents to get that mistake. Well, it sounds like there's some rain coming down, Phil. Bit of a thunderstorm going on. There's been some storms in the area, hasn't there, over the last few days? Definitely sounds like a bit of rain, though.
Yes, the temperature's high. Summer here in Wushu, of course, and the humidity is very high. And taking those factors into account, I think the conditions are excellent.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that. Sorry, Phil, I was about to say that as well. We mentioned it before, that the tables have played well. Well, they had two goes at it. Now then, there's this white going in.
Foul.
Well, it was close on two occasions, and it has gone in this time. Not too much damage done.
Well, we've seen some fluent stuff in this tournament so far, but we've also seen some really lengthy exchanges. Case in point, India against Cyprus today. India won 4-1. The last three frames took 38, 46 and 33 minutes respectively, and this is another marathon.
Well, we must be getting on to 30 minutes with this one. Surely. It's not bad. Little fortunate though to cover the red that's nearest to this corner with the green. There's one on the left hand side, but it's tough for bowing.
As you can see, large crowd in. I think the reason for that is that China A are next on this table, up against Egypt.
Middle back. Ooh. It's going in this time.
Well, that was unfortunate. He got a good white there, Hawkins. Trouble was the red stopped precisely there.
Could have gone in. Yeah, he played the safety there. He was hoping might get the plan, but as you say, Phil, a bit unlucky to see that it could have landed anywhere. Another day he would have got it safe.
What?
Well, that's not great.
Yes, no doubt. Hossein Vafai is far more experienced in front of the cameras than his partner, and it's showing in this match.
You wrong what?
Well, I think he was looking to get in behind the yellow there. Again, a little tempter for England to this right corner pocket. It's also the shot to nothing, the one that's nearest the black spot. Just too thin. It's always nice to knock those in though, because then you can take control of the table. The same tempter for Iran to this right corner pocket. White could be going towards the middle pocket. Got to be careful here. Well played.
What?
Good part. Well, that's a bonus, pushing that red down the table, because now he can play on that red from the brown. Well, it was he and Judd Trump that battled against each other in the opening frame. I just wonder here whether Hussein's going to pinch this one off him as well, having Judd attempted that pot there.
Six.
No, not too clever. Even if the pink goes, I think he's got to lay the snooker.
Rumble.
Pink won't go, so it is the snooker.
You're on 6.
There's more of an assuredness about Hossein Vafai. He's the world number 59. I was mentioning semi-finalist in the China Open, last 16 in the Welsh Open, actually predating the Welsh Open. He was a quarter-finalist in the Northern Ireland Open.
Yeah, I agree with you totally, Phil. He looks more of the finished article, doesn't he? Can't just lay on the red one that's nearest to us, because he'll leave reds to the middle pocket. He was just asking Judd's advice there. They can confer before they actually get to the table. Well, I don't know what he's going to do with this. It's not easy to get safe from here. Played on the one there is the black. Well, I'll tell you what, he's done pretty well there, but I think he's still left a pot on. Well, that was a chance. It's better.
What?
Well, we can bring the pink into play here, which will make things much easier. It's taking some winning this frame, Phil, isn't it?
Yes, the English lead
7.
increasing incrementally, bits and pieces. but you can only take what the table gives you, even at the very highest level. Start forcing, bad things happen.
England 14.
So, Mike, with a 24-point lead, England more than happy to keep the yellow and blue where they are.
Yeah.
Just biding their time.
Yeah, I was just wondering whether Barry might have been tempted with a pot there. And there's been one or two reds that Judd has refused, or pots I should say, that he has refused in this frame also. Yeah, 24 the lead with two reds on where the colours are. They're in a pretty good position here to make it 2-1 to them. And you never know, they could push on and win the match 4-1. Oh, he's been lucky. He's left the cue ball over the brown. I wonder if this, I think this red might just pass the pink. Possible shot to nothing here for Judd. Yep, well played.
One.
Now, will he land on the yellow? Oh well, this is going in behind the blue. He'll leave the yellow there. And of course, from England's point of view, Phil, that's taken 8 points away from Iran. Surely just going to dolly him behind the blue.
Yellow ball. Blue ball. Okay. England 1.
Well, this is trouble for a run here. He can come off the left-hand cushion. It'd be a good hit, but of course he'll need to get it safe. Otherwise, it could be frame over.
And if he doesn't make contact at the first 2 attempts, then you could be looking at snookers required if he misses it a 3rd time.
Depends on the pace here as well. You could easily leave a free ball, especially if he leaves the white towards the yellow pocket with the pink there. Just the other side of the middle pocket, I think. A little bit of side. Looks a good angle. Oh, well played. That will do nicely. If he catches that a fraction thicker, it goes towards the corner.
Well, that was the best shot of the frame in many respects.
Yeah, I think his partner was pretty pleased with that one. They're still in this frame a run. Only 25 behind. That's not bad. Got the snooker, I think. Oh, I think you could just see a thin edge. Very thin. Doesn't like it. Yes, they have to be careful here. They're still not over the line in this one. How's the eyes, Phil?
Well, he's down there. I'm not, but I thought the chances of getting past the pink and making direct contact were very small indeed. And so, for me, he's done the right thing.
Yeah.
And played the shot delicately enough that he's not left anything at all.
You know, the danger there was to get in behind it and bounce it off the cushion, say, towards the middle pocket. Leave it on.
Well, this frame has been so drawn out that I've given you plenty of score updates during it. I can give you another one. Malta now lead Pakistan 3-0.
Well, that's just rocked back there. I wonder if it's touching ball. No. Well, that was very delicate. I remember one of those incidents, I think it was in the World Championship this year. Mark Selby, one of the matches anyway, to play a player just to touch the red like that, missed it. It was called a miss, and Mark Selby said, put it back. It's only moved a fraction.
Well, he is the jester.
Yeah, typical.
That said, I think if anyone won as many tournaments as he does, they'd have a good sense of humour as well.
He's a good lad, Mark. He's good company when he's on the circuit.
He really is.
Very funny.
Absolute credit to the game.
Works hard, plays hard, but loves life. Well, his wife Vicky and the beautiful daughter Sophia. Couldn't make it here. I think he was doing some DIY at home. Dropped something on his toe, broke his toe.
Yeah, so he's missed the World Cup and the Riga Masters. Mind you, with his lead in the world rankings, missing the Riga Masters was just a minor irritation.
Well, we've done the calculation. He could take a year off, couldn't he, and still be #1. Amazing, really. Not just under £1 million won at the table last year.
Might be stating the obvious, but no world ranking points on offer in this tournament. Nevertheless, plenty of incentives.
Well, especially on Sunday, with a cheque for £77,000 going to both people, both of the winners. A lot of money at stake this week. Like I say, there's a lot at stake in this frame as well. This could really set the pattern of this match as to which way it might go. This has been hard fought, this third frame. It really has. Hang on. Ooh. Oh, he's been fortunate there. I think he was attempting to get him behind the black, but with the red just clipping off the pink, he's managed it. It's a good hit, but I think it's frame over.
Yes, from an Iranian perspective, the worst possible kind of contact. So England 25 ahead. It means the last red meant any colour will leave Iran needing a snooker.
Very surprised at the pace he played it out, though, Phil. I thought I would have played it a little bit harder than that, just trusted to look a little bit, see what would have happened. You know, at that pace, there's always a danger of doing that. You really had to play a lot harder than that. But that's not overly clever either. Still needs a colour here. And he could have done anything but that. Back for the brown. The green is frame ball. Yeah, well played. Well, I think he tried to get a cannon on the blue there, but, well, there's only one snooker required.
He's more a sprinter than a marathon man, is Judd Trump, but needs must. Roll up the sleeves, get stuck in.
.29 the lead, 27 on the table. Well, I could do with the blue off the cushion. You could use that as a stopper, leave the yellow there, and the cue ball down towards this corner pocket.
Here's the cue ball uncomfortably close to the pocket.
Don't go in there. Oh, well, I don't think he's got the snoot. He nearly got the angle as well, but he's been very fortunate.
That really is the cardinal sin when your opponent, or in this case your opponents, need a snooker. Do not take the wide ball anywhere close to a pocket.
Yeah, and we know how fast these tables are, Phil, don't we? They just keep rolling and rolling. Oh, what about that one? He's played one there, Judd. And he's got the yellow over the corner pocket. So saying he's going to have to come off the top cushion here. Well, any sort of contact, it should go in. Well, unless it's at foolish. Foolish, I should say. He could hit the near jaw. But if he misses it, frame over. No, it's wide, I think. Oh, he's caught it. Well done. Not bad.
Well, this frame has been going for a little over an hour, and maybe there's some more snooker left.
Not anymore. Having said that, Barry snookered himself. Look at that. Amazing. That's what's got to be the longest frame in the tournament so far.
England 2.
I think Iran will come back, of course they will. A couple of snookers needed in the second frame of the match. The first singles involving Hawkins and Vahedi. This man came back to the table when he was 80 plus points behind. It was only the referee getting the reds out of the pocket that stopped him carrying on.
Yeah, they're there now. 2-1 to England. Well, who knows? This could be massive, this frame, in the context of the next two singles.
7.
There's been a lot of patience needed, that is for sure.
And it's been good to see Trump's application.
Yep, he's refused a lot of pots here, hasn't he?
England 12. Under 5.
Iran do concede eventually, and so after quite some time, England win the doubles, and by doing so, they take the lead. They were 1-0 down. Now though, England lead Iran by 2 frames to 1. Hawkins and Vafai next in the singles. To win the World Cup of 2017 here in Wuxi, are being pressed hard by Iran. This is the 4th frame of the contest. Hossein Vafai in a singles against Barry Hawkins. England were 1-0 down, now 2-1 ahead. Let me just tell you, by the way, that in a few moments we'll be going over to live coverage of the European Under-19 football in Tbilisi in Georgia, where the host nation Georgia will be taking on Sweden. But don't worry, we will be back with the snooker in just over a couple of hours' time, keeping you right up to date with what's occurred on this day 3 of the group phase, where the tables are really starting to take shape. Lovely pot from Barry Hawkins. Is he on the black? Deserves to be.
Yeah, I just think that hard-fought frame in the doubles, Phil, might be the catalyst for a comfortable victory here for England, if they can capture these two. Having to kick this in with a bit of side, he could have done with that white about an inch to the right. Wow, didn't get enough side on the cue ball. Very unlucky there. Say, just we talk about fractions at this game, and that was the case there. That white was another inch the other side. It wasn't a problem.
What?
Now this is a really good chance, and we saw his capabilities when he stole that first frame from well behind against Judd Trump.
9.
I think he got a little bit of a kick there. He hadn't quite come off that cushion as much as he would have liked. We should get this though. Nicely done.
60.
Well, I'm saying here, could repair the damage. that was done in the last frame.
Something. $22.
Well, this is tough. Yeah, he just caught the other red on the way through. That could prove to be very expensive. I think Hussein has just pushed the boat out there a little bit.
What?
Just a repeat, in a moment or two we'll be going over to the European Under-19 Football Championship in Tbilisi in Georgia. But snooker fans, do not worry, in 2¼ hours time we'll be back right here in Wuxi.
Six. Seven. $30. $40. $21. $22. 27. $28. $35. England 35. One. Okay. Seven. Iran 7. 7. 8. 30. 40. 90. 20. 25. 'England 25. 30. 1. Seven. England 7. Foul. Iran 4. Foul. Iran 4. 3 points. Foul. England 4. Two. Five. Nine. 40. 20. I love 5.大家保持安静。Frame 5. England to break. England 1. Foul and miss. You're on 4. What? Seven. Eight. Thirty. 40. Twenty-one. Twenty-two. You're on 22. One. England 1. Foul and miss. 没放给。Fun mess. You round 4. What? England what? 8. 9. ，England 9. 1. 8. 9. 60. 3. 24. ，England 24. 1. 6. 7. 12. Round 12. One. Seven. Nine. Twelve. Sixteen. 21. 27. Under fine, England. Three.